So, is it true that when you're on set, he's always in character?
He's not always in characters, but he's always focused.
Yeah.
And he can pop into character at a moment's notice. And he's just, I mean, look, I started doing martial arts when I was 8 years old, so you can really recognize when somebody has a facility for something and is just very good at their job.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, whether they're a house painter or whether they're Kiefer Sutherland. And Kiefer has been acting since he was a zygote. So, I mean, you watch the man walk on set, he knows it, he knows all the hints, he knows all the tricks. And it was really great for me watching him do stuff that was just analyze the shot, because everything's shot non-contiguously. So he'll say, all right, what's the 10 seconds before this? For instance, there was a scene where we're walking down a hallway, and the director came up and said, all right, and then these two SWAT guys are going to come in, and they're going to help you out with what's going on. And he said, whoa, where are they coming from? He says, well, they were here, they were guarding, and that, they're going to come in and they're going to help you out. He goes, so you have a scene where they go away down this hallway? No. Okay, well then they're coming from nowhere. And the fact that he's keeping all the continuity of what's going on with his character in his head at all times. So basically those two guys went away, and he was like, all right, and it actually intensified the scene because it looked like Jack was doing this with very little help. I think Kiefer's own individual quality control is one of the things that is amazing about the show. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from anybody else on the show.
Yeah.
That crew and directors and all the way up to Michael Click, everybody on that is so sharp about what they do, and they know. I mean, 24 is run like a well-oiled machine. I mean, I noticed that when I was shooting Washington Field. We were shooting out at Quantico at the FBI base, and John had said to me beforehand, I shoot improvisationally. Right. If I hear something, if I see something, if I see a shot, I might go for it. I'm like, okay, great. So we're about to get ready, but none of the cameras are up, nothing's ready. And all of a sudden John goes, rotors, where is it? Rotors. And an Apache helicopter just goes out from behind a building and starts coming down over, because they want to see the guys from 24, and they want to see the pilot that's shooting on their gun range. And immediately A and B camera, who were from 24, were up. The guy is like shooting this incredible shot of the helicopter going across. I mean, just perfectly beautiful. Within 5 seconds of hearing John yell rotors, the C camera guy, who was a local hire, was like, where is it? And he lost it. And Ed Bonero, who is the showrunner for Criminal Minds, he was doing Washington Field. Yeah. He looked in the monitors and watched this, helicopter going across, and he goes, $30,000 shot.
Wow.
Jeez.
The fact that they stole it and they got to steal it because they're so sharp and good at their job, that was absolutely remarkable to me. I was like, wow, I'm working with a crack team.
Yeah, right. So what about as an actor? How is it different from working on the shows? The real-time aspect, all that sort of thing.
The real-time aspect is basically somebody's always there on a stopwatch, and for me, I mean, just who my character is, there was no real sense that I got to enjoy my dialogue as well, or sort of chew the scenery. I'm there to keep Jack's back from sprouting holes, and to tell him what's going on and make sure that he gets to the next location safely. That is that is what my character should be and was. Other than myself, because I'm recently married. I wanted to make I was like, this is the first character I can wear my wedding ring. And I think he's a little nervous. He's a little nervous going off with Jack in the So I don't know if they'll get the shots in the field, but I was trying to, anytime my character had a little downtime, was just like
a little bit of backstory kind of
worrying about his wife.
Oh.
So season 8, have you been watching it?
Yes.
First, 6
it's
episodes
intense. And my wife's been watching, who's never watched 24 before, and we watch things on DVD, so she's not used to watching things week to week.
Yeah.
So we'll finish, and she'll be like,
"Where's the next?
Where's the rest?" I'm like, "We gotta wait." No, we don't.
Tough, isn't it?
We do. We have to wait.
It's hard, because we kind of Well, I actually joined in season 2, and we kind of grew up with box sets. We managed to blitz quite a few of them, and once you got to watch them week by week, you spend the whole week like, I'll see the next one now. I need to know what's going to happen next.
That's probably why we did the podcast.
I think it probably was.
Is that where you guys started on the podcast?
Well, I started watching season 2, and then I missed a few seasons. Got involved in season 4, 5, and then was like, wow, I've been missing out on so much.
So does the UK get it later?
We get it about a week later.
A week later.
Roughly.
So that means a lot of people can go out and find all the spoilers.
Oh yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, it's very easy to get hold of spoilers from the season, because it's pretty much exactly a week, so you can get all that info you want, which is why we're pretty careful about.
I love spoilers. I know, they absolutely make me
I'm sure you've got plenty to give out.
All right, I'm watching this.
Yeah.
24
It will go
swag,
missing
so.
if you leave it still.
We'll be giving it away as a
I'm going to
prize.
be sitting on
It
it.
looks well worn, actually.
Yes, it is well worn.
Yeah, you wear it everywhere, don't you?
I just dig it. I dig it.
Oh dear. So, how do you think season 8, you've watched season 7, you've seen 1, 2, and 3, how do you think it's going to be different for the fans to the other ones?
Well, one thing, we're working in New York City.
Yeah.
So it's a much more contained environment. Also, it's a city that's had a terrorist attack on it. So there's that level. Just you show the skyline and just avid level of subconscious intensity to it. And then New York itself is incredibly contained. So I think one of the benefits and one of the most amazing things about 24 is that everything's in a contained environment. Everything has to happen within this time span. Everything has to happen within these set of locales. So it's very much sort of an Alfred Hitchcockian sort of closed room mystery. How do we solve this, and what happened in this time frame? And New York just adds to that. New York really just cranks up the drama.
Sure.
What do you think of the new sets? Obviously, probably been on CTU.
You guys have seen. Okay, so now I can. I mean, I walked into to the CTU sets and I was like, oh, and I was like, click. Can I take it? And then I had them forever, and I was like, can't put them on Facebook, but I really want them.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I think
it's even cooler when you're there, because I mean, it's everything you see. I mean, they can shoot in 360 directions, and you know,
and they do.
It's great.
Yeah, I mean, the thing we were blown away by is that you kind of assume when you see them on TV that there's been a level of post-production that's polished everything up, but you're standing there and you feel like you're in CTE.
Well, Rodney is an amazing DP. Is really, really an amazing DP, and I don't know if a lot of your listeners know this, but you can follow Rodney on Twitter.
Yeah.
He's
and yourself.
Well, I'm a Twitterholic.
Go on then. What's your Twitter at?
Yeah.
What is it?
At madking.com. MADDKING.
And of course, we're at 24 UK Podcast. You don't follow us, but you should. So talking about social network and that sort of thing, you're also a podcaster, right?
Yeah.
And it's geekson.com.
Geekson.com. www.
So tell us a little bit about this.
Geekson is a show created by geeks for geeks, covering topics that geeks like to talk about. We'll cover anything from nuclear physics to the newest video game coming out to we've interviewed Joss Whedon and George R.R. Martin and Christina Hendricks and Woodles and Richard Hatch from Battlestar. I think Katie's going to come on the show and do an interview. Dan Kim from Lost is coming on this year.
Ah, brilliant.
He's a friend of mine. So we're loaded down with good people and way too brainy chat because we think far too much of ourselves.
Yeah. So which came first, that or your acting, your TV
Acting
stuff?
far predates that.
Yeah.
Geekson started about 5 years ago when the first RSS feeds came out.
Yeah.
We were like,
we can use this.
Yeah. Let's try. Let's have fun. And everybody on the show. Peter's a writer. Don's a computer game designer, and my friend Aaron's an amazing graphic designer. And so everybody has sort of their own nuanced look into the entertainment industry in Los Angeles, and we sort of view the geek world through that, telescope.
Geek telescope.
Yeah.